Since the founding of the People's Republic of China, the state has played a major role when it comes to regulating women's reproductive lives. Policies have shifted dramatically over time, from efforts to limit births under the one-child policy to more recent attempts, reportedly, to encourage women to have children as the country faces a declining birth rate. A Guardian report giving a closer look at how many Chinese women are increasingly asserting control over their own reproductive choices despite government pressure. The report talks about how women have described a generation that feels less obligated to marry or have children than previous generations did. At the heart of this is, of course, the legacy of the one-child policy. Leaders worried, basically, about population growth potentially spiraling out of control. But China's population, long the world's highest, later slowed and last year tumbled for the third year in a row. Even in December 2025, for example, the sentiment towards the one-child policy was palpable after the death of a former head of China's one-child policy. Castigation of the abandoned policy reportedly surfaced on social media. One post reportedly said, quote unquote, if the one-child policy had been implemented for 10 years less, China's population would not have plummeted like this. For example, in rural China, large families were once seen as a goal for couples looking to basically ensure that they would be taken care of in their old age, for example. Sons who could carry on the family name were also favored, reportedly, leading to unwanted infant girls and even aborted female fetuses. The Guardian report also outlining experiences in Shen County, Shandong province, where some women recall severe enforcement measures during the early 1990s. One woman reportedly described being forced to undergo sterilization after giving birth during a campaign known locally as the Childless 100 Days, a period during which the authorities reportedly sought to prevent births, and another woman reportedly recounted being compelled to undergo a late-stage induced labor. China, interestingly, now faces a somewhat opposite demographic challenge. The country's birth rate has fallen to historically low levels, prompting authorities to introduce incentives like subsidies, tax benefits for families. However, many younger people cite the high cost of raising children, economic pressures, the changing social expectations as reasons for delaying parenthood or choosing not to have children at all. And researchers, according to the report, suggest that decades of restrictive family planning policies reshaped ideas about the ideal family size. Studies indicate growing numbers of young adults, especially women, say they do not want children. So while the Chinese government is now encouraging births, many women are making reproductive decisions based on their own priorities, finances, life goals. And the long-term effects of earlier population control policies continue to shape family attitudes, even as the official policy has changed.